This is a message specifically directed to today's graduates. The origin of commencement can be traced to 12th century Europe, when organized universities were first formed. Commencement is a solemn and meaningful rite of passage, a tangible experience of an individual leaving behind the university and entering the broader world of limitless horizons. It supports our transition from one state of being to the next. Commencement is an important ritual for the human spirit, signifying at once, great accomplishment and moving forward to the next chapter of life and a world of possibilities. It's a momentous day, an everlasting day. Congratulations to you all. Commencement is not only a time for celebration and reflection, but also a time to thank those whose academic and administrative support and dedication to the university have helped bring our graduates here today. I'd like to introduce and take this opportunity to introduce some of those people who are with us today. I'm pleased to introduce the following regents of the university. Glenn Gallegos, Grand Junction. Jim Geddes, Sedalia. Irene Griego, Lakewood. And Joe Nagus, Boulder. Please also join me in welcoming Colorado State Senator Raleigh Heath. The Vice Chancellors of the University of Colorado Boulder, Associate Vice Chancellor for Summer Session and Outreach, the Dean of Continuing Education and Professional Studies, Professor Ann Hines. Joining Dean Hines this morning is Martha Copeland. Martha is graduating today with a degree in history and 2 minors in Asian and religious studies. Ms. Copeland came to CU in 1975. After 2 years of study, she left to raise a family. In 2012, after a 37-year hiatus, she returned to campus and was able to complete her degree through our campus CU Complete program. Martha, congratulations. I'm also pleased to introduce the chair of the Boulder Faculty Assembly, my colleague, Professor Paul Chanowski. The co-chair of the Boulder Staff Council, Sarah DeVries. The CU Student Government Representative, Andrew Hemphill, who's graduating today with a degree in civil engineering. Way to go, Andrew. And now I'm honored to introduce, as always, our Chancellor, Philip DeStefano, Chancellor of the University of Colorado Boulder.
Graduates, members of the Board of Regents, President Benson, members of the faculty and staff, parents, distinguished guests, family and friends, it is my pleasure and honor to have the opportunity to address you today as Chancellor of the University of Colorado Boulder. I know today's graduates join me in extending a special welcome to their family and friends whose love and support have helped make this day possible. Please join me in showing our appreciation. Graduates, congratulations. Your hard work has brought you to this day. The university seal you will soon see embossed on your diploma depicts a torch in the hands of youth with a Greek inscription that reads, "Let your light shine." With your education, you have given yourself the power to transform yourself and the world. Think back to when you were a freshman or a fledgling graduate student and realize all that you have accomplished. In your academic career at CU Boulder, you have learned valuable lessons in critical thinking, civil discourse, collaborative decision-making, and creative solutions, attributes needed in our world and admired by employers. You have worked collaboratively and across disciplines to control satellites in space, work on biomedical advancements, develop clean energy, produce works of art, or any number of important endeavors. Your student-led sustainability initiatives have been a model for the nation and even the world, and earned CU Boulder the moniker, the greenest university in America. We see personal transformation in the 13,000 CU students who participate in community service every year. We see students who make an impact on the world when they design and install water and sanitation systems for developing countries. For each of you, your growth has been personal, unique to you, but for all of you, it has prepared you for a life of career and contribution in a global society. Congratulations, you've earned it. Hold your light high and lead the way. Thank you. Our commencement speaker today, Professor Robert Anderson, recalls his unique personal growth and transformation. It is our tradition to ask the university's Hazel Barnes Award winner to deliver the winter commencement speech, and you are in for a real treat. The Hazel Barnes Prize is the university's highest faculty award for teaching and research and celebrates the enriching relationship between the two. Professor Anderson is a faculty member in the Geological Sciences Department and the Institute of Arctic and Alpine Research. As a geomorphologist, he studies the evolution of landscapes from 2.5 million years ago. We learned in October that CU Boulder is ranked #2 in the world in geosciences by U.S. News and World Report. And with faculty like Professor Anderson and his colleagues, you can understand why. Dr. Anderson has taught a range of courses from a survey class for non-majors to graduate seminars. His undergraduate and graduate students laud his enthusiasm and his ability to teach complex concepts. His colleagues wrote in nominating him that he brings the rigor of physics, chemistry, and mathematical models to breathe new life into the study of the Earth's surface processes. Indeed, his devotion to interdisciplinary studies at CU Boulder makes CU Boulder a nationally and internationally acclaimed university. It's my pleasure to introduce our 2014 Hazel Barnes Award winner and today's commencement speaker, Professor Robert Anderson.
Thank you, Phil, for that kind introduction. I'm honored to talk with you all this morning for a few minutes. First of all, let me congratulate you and your parents for this major achievement in your life. It's now been 40 years since I was in your shoes going through commencement, and I remember it being very hot. But that's about all. I'll start by laying out my major theme. In early October, Scott Simon on NPR was summarizing the lives of two important journalists and newspaper owners who had recently passed away. Paraphrasing, he said that they were people who enjoyed what they were doing and who made their life's work stand for something. I want you to do that. Make your life stand for something. Now, I have no magic recipe for this, but I do know what you've just accomplished graduating from this wonderful university is a fabulous start. I have no recipe, but I do have a few thoughts. I first ask that you revel a bit in your own accomplishments, in those of humankind, and in the beauty of the natural world around you. You need to look up to see this, to witness the world you live in and that rips by as you travel through it in a car, a train, or a plane. Live a life in which you are truly engaged. There's no sleepwalking through life. Keep asking questions, that's the way to keep thinking, and some of the time these should be big questions, important questions. A couple Sundays ago, I was walking our dog Snoodle around the Boulder Reservoir north of town. On this particular day, there had to have been 50,000 Canada geese squawking on the lake, and as I walked, the sounds changed suddenly, and the patch of goose chaos on the lake erupted into the sky and organized itself incredibly quickly into strands of individual V's of 20 to 30 birds each. For a moment, it looked like a black lace tablecloth being pulled up from the lake before the V's headed off in their own different directions and the sounds declined to a more typical Sunday morning murmur. Take the time to revel in the beauty of this world and let it ask questions of you. Why V's? How do these geese take off simultaneously from the lake? You have to look up to see these things, to let nature ask questions of you. Look away from your cell phones. Listen not to the earbuds, but to the occasional cacophony and even the more occasional quiet of the real world. Look up and keep asking questions. Also revel in the accomplishments of humankind. I grew up in the Apollo era and listened to all the launches on the radio no matter what time of day. I guess that dates me a bit, huh? We slowly built our way to the moon. Yes, that target and the excitement of it is long past, but it's not over, folks. Can you imagine that we, in this case, the European Space Agency was leader, actually caught up with a comet 500 million miles from here this year? The comet's the size of the distance between here and the Flatirons. It's tiny. We chased it for 10 years and caught it going 40,000 miles per hour. That's 3 seconds to Denver. And are now accompanying it as it passes its nearest approach to the sun. Now that is cool. It makes me proud to be a human living now. And it makes reading Saint-Exupéry's The Little Prince all the more relevant, although, as you recall, he lived on an asteroid he called 325 and not a comet. I was rereading that last night, and you could do me no greater honor than to reread it soon. Such accomplishments are the products of long-term collective dreams of many people. The science that backs up those dreams and the engineering that puts those dreams into action, and the citizens and politicians who vote to put the resources behind the programs. And lest I forget to remind you, CU plays a huge role in space exploration. Okay, back to Scott Simon's comment about people who enjoy what they do. This means everyday stuff. It doesn't mean every once in a while, like on a vacation or in retirement. Don't wait for those. You should seek to do something that you enjoy. If you do that, you'll be more likely to get up every day in the morning wanting to make yourself and the world around you a better place. I happen to love the early morning hours when few are up and about. The cars aren't sizzling down the street, and my light in the dining room table that is my home office is the only one in the neighborhood. This is when I get to do what I love, exploring the origins of the patterns of nature on our planet's surface and the teaching of it. This is not to suggest that you should avoid those occasional adventures, those things that you do to jostle life a bit, like climbing a mountain or traveling to a new country. Darcy Thompson, who wrote a marvelous book called On Growth and Form about patterns in nature, said, "Everything is what it is because it got that way." I can rephrase this to say more succinctly, history matters. Geologic history, human history, history of a human. When you are my age, you too will be the way you are because you got that way, because you interacted with the people along your path and had the adventures with them. Adventures are a wonderful way to count time in your life. They're the punctuation that keeps life from being a run-on sentence that we're all taught to avoid. A friend of mine calls adventures wide aperture experiences, in analogy with cameras, which when they're in wide aperture mode, pull in the maximum amount of light. And thinking back to my own graduation, I can say with certainty that my wide aperture experiences were only beginning. They started a week after graduation when I was hired as a sheep herder and put in charge of 1,500 sheep in the San Juan Mountains in southern Colorado for 3 months. Now, how in the world my parents dealt with this, I've never asked. Thankfully, for whatever reason, they gave me complete freedom to choose my way. They took to the bleachers to watch. No doubt they cringed as I careened from herding sheep to attempting graduate school to irrigating a square mile of grass in northwest Colorado to traveling in Africa with a pack full of cameras. The list goes on for years. Maybe my folks were simply too busy to worry, but I bow to them for their implicit support. For those were formative experiences that gave me the sense that I could do many things and fail at several. By the time I figured out that I craved the academic life, I had already under my belt a number of adventures, stories to tell, images to hold on to, and most importantly, the confidence that I could do a lot of things. And long story short, after a PhD in teaching in California for 15 years, I got to come back to Colorado to teach in 2003. Partnered with my wife, Suzanne, who's a professor in geography, and with twin daughters who are now sophomores in Boulder High up a creek a bit. So I am now a scientist, a geologist, and a professor. And if I have a legacy in my life, if my life stands for something, it is through teaching of graduate students who are now engaged in research and teaching around the world, or undergraduates who are simply a little bit better informed as citizens of our planet. And it is truly an honor to teach about our planet and to work with students like you. And as an earth scientist, I would be remiss if I were not to point out that ours is a planet that humans are changing in every way. Humans now move more dirt on this planet in a year than the rest of nature moves. And you should already know that the greenhouse gases have risen beyond the levels the planet has seen in the last million years. I would like to think that if we're smart enough to catch a comet 500 million miles from here, that we're wise enough to be shepherds of this planet. A major challenge your generation faces is to learn how to adapt as the planet responds to these human-inflicted alterations and to reduce any further alterations. And while this is a planetary problem, this planetary problem is indeed daunting, paralyzingly so, and in the end will require a collective willpower to solve that my generation appears to lack. You can all make a difference, acting as individuals. You can ride your bike to work. You can put your solar panels on your house. You can vote. You can write. You can inspire others with your art. You can teach. I would also like to think that if we are smart enough to catch a comet, we're compassionate enough to acknowledge that all people in the world, men and women of all nations, deserve equal respect. I was listening to Garrison Keillor's Prairie Home Companion on my way to walk the dog that Saturday morning. It was the week after Obama gave his immigration speech. Keillor introduced his song saying, "Here are a few thoughts on immigration." It was a beautiful, haunting song about the need for compassion for our fellow humans, those who are working for us in the fields, or making beds for us in the hotels, whose labors we quite literally live off of. This issue is amplified in tensions within our own nation, in wars, both civil and international, and in epidemics that threaten to go global. Here too, I do not have the answers. But I hope that you engage, look up from your day-to-day duties, and face these societal issues head-on with compassion and the will to learn, listen to, and respect the views of others. Okay, my final thoughts. How do you stay engaged? In my experience, it's very easy to be ping-ponged about in life, doing what is easiest or just what happens to happen because you're in a particular place at a particular time. It's actually hard to take command of life, to force yourself on life rather than react to it. You have just spent 16 or more years in the ping-pong mode, largely within the bounds of school. Now it is your opportunity and your challenge to take charge. And this is not simple. You actually sort of have to have a plan. And to plan, you have to think. I find that one of the greatest challenges in this noisy world is finding the time to think. I mean, really think, and to ask these larger questions. Most of the time you don't. But you can file information and inspiration away to be brought back up when you do have time. Discover heroes whose lives you wish to emulate and read about them. Find wise people and listen to them. Read the wise writers and the poets. Listen to TED Talks. The opportunities abound. This loads the brain, what Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot called the little gray cells, with images, scraps, puzzles, and puzzle pieces. These are your note cards. The jostling of these notes into something coherent, like a plan of action, might happen on a run. I actually find the pondering of the broader issues is best done in the quiet of a mountain trail where my mind can better wander, and these puzzle pieces can at least have a chance of falling into place. Make the time for that to happen. Okay, so again, congratulations. Go forth into the world and make a difference. Find something you like doing and make your life's work for something. We will be watching you with the greatest of hope that you will do just that. We need you. Thank you, and take care.
Thank you, Robert. You honor us. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Benson, President, University of Colorado.
Thank you, Dean Williams. I must say, I really enjoyed your speech. And it's nice to have two geologists up here at the same time. I'd like to add my welcome to the graduates, their family, friends, and university faculty and staff. On behalf of the University of Colorado, I'd like to congratulate you and all the people who helped you. Your degree from this great university will change your life forever. And as you start the next stage of your life, I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts that have helped me throughout my life. Listen to others. Make sure you hear all sides of the issue. Your ideas may not be the best. You can accomplish a lot more if you don't care who gets the credit. And in every decision, watch out for unintended consequences. Stay focused on what is important and finish what you start. And I stress, think before you act. If you make a mistake or a bad decision, admit it, apologize, fix it as fast as you can, and just move on. And when you make an agreement, be sure that both sides are happy. Don't always try to get the advantage. Seize opportunities as they come along. If you have a life plan, don't miss opportunities that may not fit exactly in your plan. People want leaders, so when you see a void, fill it. And when you become a leader, be inclusive and open, try to listen more than you talk, hire great people who are trustworthy and work as a team. And I stress, know what you don't know and be sure you have people around you that do know. Treat everyone with respect and remember everyone has a place in this world. Always lead by example, do the right thing no matter how tough it is, you will be rewarded. Be generous with your time and when you can with your money, and be sure to remember your alma mater. Just want to make sure you're listening. Contribute to your community, volunteer for projects you care about. You will do good and it'll make you feel really good. And in the end, your word, your honesty, your reputation, your integrity, that's all that you have, so don't lose them. And don't forget, the harder you work, the luckier you'll get. So good luck to all of you as you start the next phase of your life. Thank you.
Thank you, President Benson. I'm honored today to be able to recognize the 4 ROTC students who will commence service to our country. Commence service to our country upon commissioning. We also honor today our graduating veterans who have already served our country on active military duty. So thank you very much to their parents, family members, and the faculty and staff of the University of Colorado Boulder for the support and encouragement that you have provided these students who have pursued a commission while earning an undergraduate degree. These exceptionally professional students embody the concept of service that's represented in the University of Colorado Boulder Creed. They have chosen this path to serve something greater than themselves, the country, and all of America. Will the graduating ROTC students and graduating veterans please stand and be recognized? And now we have reached that happy moment that you've all been waiting for. Chancellor DeStefano will now confer the December 2014 earned degrees.
Will the candidates please rise who are being presented today for the degrees Doctor of Musical Arts, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Philosophy. These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor John Stevenson of the Graduate School.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of our wonderful faculty, I have the great honor and privilege of presenting these doctoral candidates for their degree conferral.
Dean Stevenson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degrees Doctor of Musical Arts, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Philosophy, and welcome them into the company of scholars.
So, will the marshals kindly proceed with the hooding of these candidates and conduct them to the platform for recognition? Rafael Wos Andreas Noradsky, Doctor of Philosophy. Angel Martinez, Doctor of Philosophy. Danielle Lee Nutting, Doctor of Philosophy. Kisa Maria Tadelbaum, Doctor of Musical Arts. Leanna K. Kirchhoff, Doctor of Musical Arts. Is it Anyi? Anyi Cheng, Doctor of Philosophy. Jennifer Susan Avina, Doctor of Philosophy. Jess Wayne Lord, Doctor of Philosophy. Timothy Paul Ellsworth Bowers, Doctor of Philosophy. Patricia Ellsworth, Doctor of Philosophy. Xiong-Shen Ku, Doctor of Philosophy. Rory M. Cowie, Doctor of Philosophy. Janine Marie Haugen, Doctor of Philosophy. Alex Eric Wedemeyer, Doctor of Philosophy. Stefan J. Wojcik, Doctor of Philosophy. Claire Nicole Boniel, Doctor of Philosophy. John Stanton Wanberg, Doctor of Philosophy. John Anthony Smith, Doctor of Philosophy. In Ki Jin, Doctor of Philosophy. John Kim, the voice of this morning, Doctor of Philosophy.
Congratulations to you all. Now we're the candidates who are being presented today for the degrees Master of Arts in Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Engineering, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music Education, and Master of Science. Please rise. These candidates will be presented by the Dean and Professor John Stevenson of the Graduate School.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of our faculty, I am pleased and proud to introduce these candidates for the degree, the master's degree.
Dean Stevenson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon these candidates the degrees Master of Arts in Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Engineering, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music Education, and Master of Science. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to recognize those students who will be receiving their degrees with honors. Will the undergraduates from all schools and colleges who have been nominated for honors distinctions please rise? These students will be presented by Provost Russell Moore.
This semester, 105 students have been nominated by the faculty for honors distinctions. These are the students whose academic achievements are truly outstanding, who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of academic excellence and who have contributed immensely to the intellectual vitality of this campus. As a sign of that recognition, the university awards each student a medallion whose ribbon colors designate the specific honor. Chancellor DeStefano, I'm proud to present these distinguished students who have been nominated to receive their degrees with one or more of the following designations: honors, special honors, high honors, highest honors, distinction, high distinction, cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude.
Provost Moore, I am pleased to bestow upon these distinguished students the honors designation for which they have worked so diligently and with such excellence. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Will the candidates who are being presented today for the degree Bachelor of Environmental Design please rise? These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor John Stevenson.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of the faculty, I have the honor to present these candidates for degree conferral.
Dean Stevenson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degree Bachelor of Environmental Design. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Will the candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences who are being presented today for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Fine Arts please rise? These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor Stephen Lee of the College of Arts and Sciences.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of the faculty, I have the honor to present our outstanding graduate, Melanie Adams, and these degree candidates.
Dean Lee, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Fine Arts. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Will the candidates who are being presented today for the degree Bachelor of Science, Business Administration please rise? These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor David Eikenberry of the Leeds School of Business.
Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the Leeds School of Business, I have the privilege this morning of presenting our outstanding graduate, Leah Ann Canfield, and these fine degree candidates.
Dean Eikenberry, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science, Business Administration. Congratulations to you all. Will the candidates who are being presented today for the degrees Bachelor of Science, Applied Mathematics, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, and Bachelor of Science in the designated fields of engineering, please rise. These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor Scott Palo of the College of Engineering and Applied Science.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Engineering and Applied Science, I have the honor to present our outstanding graduate, Alana Marie Trumbull. And these degree candidates.
Dean Palo, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degrees Bachelor of Science, Applied Mathematics, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, and Bachelor of Science in the designated fields of engineering. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Will the candidates who are being presented today for the degree Bachelor of Science in Journalism please rise? These candidates will be presented by Dean Christopher Brader.
Chancellor DeStefano, it is my honor to present our outstanding graduate, Leah Winkler, and these candidates for the degrees.
Dean Brader, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science in Journalism. Congratulations to you all. Will the candidates who are being presented today for the degrees Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Arts in Music, and Bachelor of Music Education please rise? These candidates will be presented by Dean and Professor Robert Shea of the College of Music.
Chancellor DeStefano, on behalf of the faculty, I have the honor to present our outstanding graduate, Adam Tarek Samakia, and these degree candidates.
Dean Shea, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on these candidates the degrees Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Arts in Music, and Bachelor of Music Education. Congratulations to you all. And now, will all those receiving bachelor's degrees today please signify your new status by moving the tassels on your caps from the right to the left. Class of 2014, congratulations. Welcome to the extended family of the university and Forever Buffs. There are over 280,000 alumni in the Forever Buffs family ready to assist you with your careers and life transitions. Your connection to the university is lifelong, and we are continually linked together as you take your place in our society. And the university shapes its own destiny as one of the world's greatest universities. Godspeed to you and to our university.
And now that you're alumni, please welcome the chair of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, Matt McElhinney.
Good morning. Congratulations to all of our new graduates. You follow in the footsteps of thousands of accomplished CU Boulder graduates just like yourselves. Can I please have everyone quickly stand up who graduated from CU prior to today? New graduates, these are some of your 280,000 fellow Forever Buff family members. There are enough Forever Buffs in the world to fill up this entire arena over 25 times. Thank you. You can be seated. Graduates who are wearing the black and gold cords around your neck share a special bond with other members of their own families. You are legacies of other Forever Buffs in your immediate family who attended CU before you. The Alumni Association has awarded you legacy cords today to recognize your family's devotion to the university. We hope that you will have the opportunity to watch your own children someday graduate from here with those cords around their necks. All of our graduates, especially on a day as momentous as today, should be proud to be associated with other CU graduates. We are part of an illustrious group that includes 18 astronauts, a graduate who helped fuel many of your late-night studies, I'm sure, Chipotle founder Steve Ells, irreverent satirists South Park and Book of Mormon creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker, thousands of Peace Corps volunteers, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Byron White, and Colorado Governors Bill Ritter and Roy Romer. In common with these graduates, we are all members of the Forever Buffs family, a group that aims to help students and alumni build robust professional, social, and personal networks while celebrating their Buff pride. To our new graduates, remember that after graduation, whether you move to Shanghai or San Francisco or stay right here in Colorado, there are many ways for you to continue to stay engaged with our Forever Buffs family. You can network with other Forever Buffs through our alumni groups around the nation and their Facebook and Twitter pages. You can celebrate your CU pride by attending events and pregame parties held in Boulder and throughout the Pac-12. You can gain one-on-one guidance from our alumni-only career counselors and career workshops. Being a Forever Buff entitles you to receive a lifetime of services and programming. All you have to do is avail yourself of it. This is a special university located in a special place with a special family of graduates. We all came here to be a part of that, and you do not have to leave it behind when you graduate today. Be proud that you spent your undergraduate years in Boulder and that you're a graduate of the University of Colorado. Do not be afraid to stay engaged with and give back to the university, as the university has given so much to each of us. Based on my own experience, I know that maintaining and investing in your relationships in the university and other Forever Buffs well beyond your graduation day will continue to enrich and reward you in life long after your college days are over. On behalf of the CU Alumni Association and all members of the Forever Buffs family, I congratulate each graduate today on your accomplishments during your time spent at CU. I know as you go forth as graduates today, you will represent CU well and be a positive reflection of the university's soul. Go Buffs!
Thank you, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, your undivided attention, please. This is probably the most solemn part of this ceremony. It is a tradition at this ceremony to read the charge that the late President George Norland addressed to the class of 1935. Dr. Norland was a professor of classics here at CU from 1899 to 1942. For 23 of those years, he served as president of the university, and the library that he helped plan during that time now bears his name. His legacy at CU includes having dared to speak out as a very eloquent champion of democracy and human equality during a time of serious threats to those principles across our nation. In 1924, the governor of Colorado reportedly took orders from the Ku Klux Klan, which controlled our legislature. One of those orders was that President Norland should rid the faculty of all the Catholics and all the Jews. President Norland refused, and the university reported it received limited funds that year. And later, in the early 1930s, President Norland also denounced Hitler's Nazi regime. He devoted his career to two great causes: the life of the mind and the love of this university, which he articulated in this charge to CU graduates, which will now be read by Regent Joe Neguse.
You are now certified to the world at large as alumni of the university. She is your kindly mother, and you, her cherished sons and daughters. This exercise denotes not your severance from her, but your union with her. Commencement does not mean, as many wrongly think, the breaking of ties and the beginning of life apart. Rather, it marks your initiation in the fullest sense into the fellowship of the university, as bearers of her torch, as centers of her influence, as promoters of her spirit. The university is not the campus, not the buildings on campus, not the faculties, not the students of any one time. Not one of these or all of them. The university consists of all who come into and go forth from her halls, who are touched by her influence, and who carry on her spirit. Wherever you go, the university goes with you. Wherever you are at work, there is the university at work. What the university purposes to be, what it must always strive to be, is represented on its seal, which is stamped on your diplomas, a lamp in the hands of youth. If its light shines not in you and from you, how great is its darkness? But if it shines in you today and in the thousands before you, who can measure its power? With hope and with faith, I welcome you into the fellowship. I bid you farewell, only in the sense that I pray you may fare well. You go forth, but not from us. We remain, but not severed from you. God go with you and be with you and us.
Thank you, Regent Neguse. Thank you. And now will everyone please stand and join in the singing of the university's alma mater. The words are printed in your program at the end of the order of exercises. The alma mater will be sung by Kristen Chrisman McCarty from the College of Music. Will you all remain at your seats for the recessional of our platform party? The winter commencement of the University of Colorado at Boulder is now concluded. Congratulations to you all.